this could be a generational investment opportunity. We are going to look at the value machine that comprises of Omi utility program, master collector program, of the disruption of the entire space and the development of the entire market. We are going to piece all of this together and we are going to derive whether this is really a generational investment opportunity for us or just another project like all the other crypto projects that we are finding out there in the space. Hey everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with another video, and in this one we are going to take exactly a look at how these programs, Omi Utility Program, Master Collector Program, the Omi token, the Veve collectibles, the crypto pay-in and cash out functionalities and the development of the entire space with the Fed hiking rates, with the markets being at the brink of another meltdown and everything else. We are going to try to piece this all together in this video. But before we start, please keep in mind that I'm a crypto and NFT investor and not your financial advisor. So please do your own research before you ape full degen into the Ecomi token and or the Veve collectibles. Also, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider smashing up the like button to a new all-time high. Please subscribe to my channel so that we can get to 3,000 subs. We are so close, and tap the bell to always get notified whenever I upload a video or start one of our live streams with all the fantastic guests that we already had on this channel. Also, I want to quickly thank my rare hodlers, my Patreons, my channel members for always supporting me on this journey and holding the line throughout this bear market for such a long time already. But with that out of the way, let's get finally started. So we are here in beautiful fall, autumn, and there is actually an airplane coming in right now. That makes a lot of noise. But this is also the reason why I'm going to do this at the computer, because we have so much stuff to look at. We are going to look at videos, we are going to look at some material, we are going to look at graphics that I made specifically for this video, but I always want to put out the introduction here in beautiful nature, because I mean, look at this. In some continents and countries you'll never have this. The seasons are changing, the leaves are on the ground, and you can see there are all these beautiful colors around at this time. This is the time of warm colors, of a sun that sets already early. This is the time of pumpkins, of orange, of red. So without further ado, let's get right into it, because I think there is a storm coming. Let's start out with why Veve is disrupting an existing space. Blockchain technology, virtual reality, augmented reality and metaverse will change, or better are changing right now, the way we create, build, learn, entertain, work together and experience things. Veve is using blockchain technology in two ways: carbon-free, gas-free minting of collectibles on IMX, and the Ecomi token as a deflationary currency and underlying utility token on Veve. Veve is using AR technology to guarantee a unique experience of the collectibles themselves. Veve is using VR, virtual reality, for immersive experiences, for example showrooms or later the experiences within the metaverse. Veve is building out their metaverse, which is the Veveverse, and speculated to be the Nexusverse and even have augmented reality functionalities. Although right now we do not know how it looks like, we hope for the first glimpses into this metaverse, and hopefully it's going to be an absolute banger. Conclusion: Veve is playing the piano on all four levels: blockchain technology, VR, AR and metaverse space. This, however, is the use of the tech and not the disruption of a space itself. While Bitcoin and DeFi applications are disrupting the traditional financial system, Veve is disrupting the collector space using a new form of authenticity, transferability and fan engagement. In essence, it is the tokenization of an intellectual property and fan engagement of that brand.
And that made for trillions of dollars of fees for the trusted third parties, banks, brokers, middle people. Well, Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever he, she, they are, came along and said, well, wait a second. We could have computers be that truth instead of trust. We could actually know exactly how much value Mark transferred to Austin, never have to quibble about it. It's immutable, permanent, encrypted, and that's a better system. So as we migrate all things of value, every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every collectible car, every case of fine wine, every private business, everything that can be titled will be a line item, a token on a ledger.
What's funny is another project that has done extremely well with the same composition is Chili's. Chili's has tokenized the participation and fan engagement all around the world for football fans and clubs. They also have a collector's app or a token marketplace, the Socios.com app, and an underlying token which is the Chili's token. This project disrupts the traditional way of marketing and fan engagement big time, and Veve will disrupt the collectors industry and brand engagement in the same way. And we are seeing this already, that massive brands are making Veve part of their marketing strategy, for example in the movies industry. But what's different to other NFT projects? The biggest, most massive IPs are on board, and the intellectual property is marketed heavily on this aforementioned piano. That means we are not only seeing monkey JPEG 2D pictures, although there could be very massive valued pieces between them, but we are seeing 3D and sometimes animated collectibles. This is a big deal because these companies are committed heavily, dropping like Marvel every week since more than 1 year, sometimes 2 to 5 times a week. Disney commits massive IP like the Walt and Mickey partner statue to the Veve Collectors app.
Masses come really via, securities and stuff, trading on blockchain rails, etc. Less interesting to me. What was really interesting was the tokenization of culture. And the hypothesis is the 63, I think it was McKinsey said this, the $63 trillion of global intangibles on balance sheets around the world. I.e., what is the value of brand and culture? Well, we don't know, but we kind of know it's a lot. But then I look at the share price of Disney and it's $250 billion. Disney's probably the largest, deepest cultural brand in the world by a long way. Everybody has a connection to Disney in certain ways. So if you tokenize the Disney ecosystem, whether it's Marvel comics or original cartoons or whatever, all of the stuff in the Disney archives, all of the legend of Disney, it's probably worth $1 trillion or two. That's the power of tokenization. So at corporate level, you are highly incentivized to do this if you have cultural currency.
And Warner Bros., Universal and others discovered it to be helpful in their movie marketing strategies, so that while launching the movie, they are also launching an NFT on Veve, getting more attention and more people to watch their movies. What else is unique? And this might be one of the biggest factors. Veve is the easy front end to a complex technology. Whenever a front end lets the user forget the machine behind and saves time and money, users will reward it with insane action and interaction.
I completely agree, and I think I was going to say the way DeFi is going to go mainstream is when it's the back end of financial applications people use every day without knowing how it works. When they get loans on it, when you have the latest batch of Y Combinator startups all creating mainstream front ends to, earning yield on stable.
Examples are Amazon. The user does not see the logistics industry that is underlying this very big marketplace, and at the same time can access the shops of many, if not thousands or millions of shops and product providers. Uber. The user does not see the underlying algorithms that search for the nearest car or the ETA measurements, estimated time of arrival, that finds the quickest route and the cheapest one for the user. Or take PayPal. The user can transfer money from A to B within no time without relying on the bank working days of the traditional banking system, and does not have to see all the channels and accounts that the money accesses before arriving at an end user's address, which is only by not typing 50 digits of a bank address like we have it in Germany with the IBAN, but only by using a username or an email address. And yes, I know in the crypto industry it works the same way. You have a blockchain address or even an ETH, an ENS address, but this shall give us just an image of how big it can be if you provide an easy front end to a complex technology for your product. And as we all know, Amazon, Uber, and PayPal have done extremely well, and Veve is doing exactly the same. They provide an easy front end for a retail user that doesn't want to know or cannot know or does not have the ability to know about blockchain technology, NFT technology, and transfers to, for example, a MetaMask wallet. What innovative trends, though, will help Veve to gain mass adoption and to thrive? And this is obviously the latest tech advancements that will allow Veve to innovate at an insane pace in the space of 3D collectibles and augmented reality experience of those collectibles, and will at the same time, and this is the most important thing, give brands the opportunity to tell a story. We all know that in marketing, nothing is more powerful than storytelling. So Veve has to be the place where you can sell merchandise and tell a story around the merchandise. And as I'm displaying while I'm speaking, we have insane technology that makes it possible now, by accessing virtual reality and augmented reality, to let the story and the characters jump out of the app, jump out of the screen, and have an interaction with you, with the customer, with the whole family. So it's ideal for Marvel, for Disney, Disney Plus, for DC, for Warner Bros., for all the producers of the movies to engage with the fans of their brands. As we mentioned before, they want to sell and tokenize that experience. And at Veve, the token is exactly what will represent the currency, like the Chili's token is for the Socios app, where you can get utility and interact with the app by using the Ecomi token. And this will bring value to the Ecomi token, and by creating this insane community around it that we are seeing right now, couple of days, I have talked about how the Veve fam conquered the Marvel live stream and everything was around Veve. So the power of thousands of very passionate people in such a chat is already visible. This will get other projects to adopt the Ecomi token because they want to tap into this insane community, which we have already seen from HRO, which we have already seen from minor games like Epico Regal, which we have seen with IMX, which is a very powerful ecosystem and attracts more and more brands and projects to that ecosystem because they want to access fast a very powerful and purchase ready community. Now, as you have seen, we have the side of Veve as the absolute backbone, with the brands on top of it, with the very powerful Veve fam community, and we have the tokenization of that intellectual property with Ecomi and the building of an own ecosystem on the other side. So we have these two pillars that are building around this, in my opinion, generational investment opportunity. Now let's get into how this value machine really works behind the scenes, and the evidence is playing out currently in the opposite direction, which can show us how things will turn around once the next bull market is here. Let's look at it only from a momentum perspective. We will start out with the current status quo, and we will work our way into how this machine will generate an insane value for each and every one that is on either side, Veve Collectibles or Ecomi token, or maybe on both sides at the same time. So as I've presented in my last big roadmap update video, over an hour long, with every milestone that Veve and Ecomi are going to achieve along the way and why I'm so bullish on the project. I've also shown this, how the channel currently works, and at the present moment we have only fiat coming into the app and then spending gems on the app, of which a share of the gems is going to Veve, a share of the gems in form of licensor fees is going to Disney, and then there are also gems leaving the app via user cash out. And there is the OMI sign with a little question mark, which is the OMI to Veve or the crypto pay in, and we have already received confirmation. And the only ways right now to upload fiat into the app is via using the Veve web app or the mobile app. If we want to look at Ecomi and Veve in a momentum perspective, I really want to simplify this and just go over some of these examples. So let's say this is the value machine and it's a very simplified version. So on the right side we have the price action and the overall market cap on Veve, and on the other side we have the overall price action of Ecomi. And basically Ecomi is also dependent on the broader crypto market and even on the worldwide financial market, as we have told many times before on this channel. So what's happening now is that when the prices on Veve are fairly high, and with this momentum I would say when people on Veve are in profit and the Ecomi token is dropping lower because the markets are still crashing or are still going lower in the bear market cycle, then there is an arbitrage opportunity from Veve to the Ecomi token, or even from Veve into other crypto projects. But now the mechanism that I really want to highlight is between Veve and the Ecomi token. So as you can see, there is an arbitrage opportunity. Let's say we are in the plus with a collectible, let's say that we have sniped or that we have gotten on the drop, super low mint, we can sell that and then we can cash out if we have enough of these gems, and we can use that money to jump into the Ecomi token. So we can take some of these profits on Veve and put it into the Ecomi token, and that will result in Veve having a lower market cap, because now we have thrown things maybe on the floor to just make them sell out. And now the prices of Ecomi are going up. And I think the latest little relief rally in Ecomi was actually an arbitrage movement from Veve to Ecomi. And this has gone on for a while and has resulted in the Ecomi price going up to 0.002 and then coming back down after a while because the price action ran out of steam and the financial global markets did not so well. So now we have the effect that both are fairly low, and this has caused both markets to more or less stale out. We still see that there is fiat flowing into Veve and prices start to bottom out, or at least to move sideways for a longer period. So they are not falling as fast anymore. But also Ecomi is leveling out since almost 2 months. We had a little bit more of a correction after trading 1 month at 0.0013. We fell out of this range and now we are at 0.00125 or something like that. But let's just say, for the sake of this video, that the markets will take another downturn because there are some horrible news like Credit Suisse or Deutsche Bank are failing as they are in trouble right now, or the Fed continues to be very, very hawkish. And in this turn, Bitcoin falls to 14,000. Let's just theorize this. This will be the ultimate waterfall capitulation for the whole market. Bitcoin will find its bottom on 14,000, let's say, or even wick temporarily to 10,000. And Ecomi will rip through all the buy orders, all the 500 million buy orders that we have right now to triple zeros. Then we will have that arbitrage from Veve again, because suddenly it makes sense to sell off Veve collectibles to go into the Ecomi token again. So now we had that situation that the traditional market of Bitcoin is putting pressure on the Ecomi price. Therefore, the Ecomi price goes down, and therefore Veve would be higher than as Ecomi, and this would be our starting situation for looking at the other way around. So let us say that now we implement some of the game-changing factors. Some of these game-changing factors have already been implemented, but as the other side is missing, these have the reverse effect. So for example, in the beginning, we had cash out and everyone said cash out would never come. Now it's here. The problem is the cash in functionalities are not there. So it has the reverse effect. We theorized before that theoretically the cash out should give more confidence to people to come in. But because cash out resulted in dropping prices, user confidence went away because there was no whale money that was coming in that could pump the floors or even the floors of some collectibles to the moon. And everything that you want to see as a new investor, maybe also collector, is that things are increasing in value while you're joining. That was what got many people excited in the end of last year and in the beginning of this year. So this is now our situation. And now let's say we have 2024, we are in the middle of that year and we have the Bitcoin halving coming up and all the markets, Ecomi is coming up, or let's say it's even before, it's like 2023 in the middle and there are just good things happening, peace in the war times, the supply chains are recovering, maybe there's also a little bit more of a dovish politics coming from the Fed after hiking insanely the rates. So just a scenario that we don't know exactly how it could play out. And in this scenario, the effect that we have seen before will reverse right now. So we will have crypto pay in from diverse cryptocurrencies. And these are only examples. Let's say we can get Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polygon, maybe Monero, whatever cryptocurrency, and purchase gems with it. And also Ecomi would be among those currencies that you can hold Ecomi, and when it reaches a level that you want, then you can convert it into gems and buy collectibles with it on the app. So let's say we have this crypto cash in and we are in an upcoming run where people want to hop, let's say in the beginning of an altcoin season, into the NFTs because they know that those are exploding next. So the Veve market cap and overall Veve prices are going higher. So the first people are now, since 1.5 years, in profits again, and they see Ecomi is still lurking there at lower prices. So they are taking this arbitrage again, and now Ecomi is pumping. But what's happening now is that people from Ecomi that are heavily in the plus want to get back into their collectibles that they see have a very good long-term outlook. So they invest back in from Ecomi into the Veve collectibles, which pumps the market cap and the prices of the Veve collectibles once again, which causes then people to take profit and get into Ecomi. So this is one of the scenarios. At the same time, people purchasing with Ecomi Veve collectibles are doing so because they want to secure those collectibles because they see them going up in price, and at the same time they are burning some of the Ecomi tokens directly from circulating supply via a bias fee, for example, which reduces the overall amount circulating supply, very transparent from the market, from the Ecomi token, which increases the buying frenzy on the Ecomi token, which makes people that are holding more rich, that can put that then back into the Veve collectibles and so on. And by seeing that the tide in the Veve collectibles is rising all the time, the Master Collector program and the Omi utility program gain in value because suddenly you will not hit drops anymore. Maybe we have the waiting system already and you will not hit drops in the waiting system because drops are reserved for the guys with the big MCP points. Now this means you need to step up your game in terms of MCP. You either have to hold more collectibles that generate MCPs for you to get the drops that you want, which causes more price action on the Veve side, or you will have to stake more of your Omi, which then will cause temporary lockups for the Ecomi token, therefore increase the OMI price, which will then funnel again into these before mentioned effects that people are getting more and more rich with their OMI tokens, shave off some profits, get this into the Veve collectibles, do the arbitrage on higher and higher levels. And there are more and more people with smaller bags of Ecomi that suddenly can also stake in the OMI utility program and benefit from the staking tier features. So that is because the staking tier features are bound to a dollar value. So let's say you only own 50,000 OMI tokens, and just for math's sakes, let's say that OMI is really hitting $1. That means they can stake up to a $50,000 tier if they want to. Now, that is a rather unrealistic price point for just the beginning or in the middle of the next bull run. But I think for this video, it illustrates how fast someone that couldn't even stake in the first tier can get to the point where they can stake and lock up their OMI as well instead of taking all the profits. There could be also the scenario that someone has 2 million OMI, he sells 100,000, stakes 1 million and lets 900,000 sit there to take profits once it's 30, 40, 50% higher from there. And so this machine will roll on and will probably result in such a massive pump that we will get outside attention, because we know that the tokens that have the absolute insane degenerate pumps will get the most attention, and people are really hopping on the train. We have seen that with Dogecoin, we have seen that with Shiba, we have seen that with some of the other altcoins that were pumping like crazy, and that is what then could bring so much attention. Also the prices of some of those Veve collectibles, like a partner statue, like a Todd, that suddenly will go to all-time highs because of this arbitrage, because of Ethereum whales being aware. This will call ultimately the absolute degenerates of the space that will put in hundreds of thousands in crypto money into those collectibles or in the token just to show off. Every YouTuber in the whole space, not us, but every YouTuber in the whole space will shill OMI, will shill the Veve NFTs, will show how much profits they made with it, and this will all contribute in that accelerating machine. And this will exactly go on until the Bitcoin, then the altcoins, and ultimately the NFTs will have topped out for that run. And then potentially this machine will roll back a little bit, and obviously we will see some volatility to the downside again. That is at least how I see this action going on. Now this is only with what we currently know from Veve and Ecomi, from the OMI utility program, the master collector program. But let's throw some really crazy stuff in the mix. So let's say we can also already, with those staking tiers, they are all rolled out. We can rent out collectibles. We can burn collectibles. They will do the land sales. Everything will burn stuff left and right. Season 1 to Season 4 collectibles will get scarcer and scarcer. People are flexing by burning valuable stuff, taking videos of it. And by the way, for that purpose, I really hope that we get a very cool burn animation that also affects it in different ways. So let's say you have to speed up the DeLorean to burn it so that it evaporates, or a comic goes up in flames like in a nice animation. So we could have a lot of these features that are also augmented reality, virtual reality ready. And finally, let's say we get iterations of the Veveverse into that bull run and it's an absolute mind-blowing experience. Then I think this will even multiply the effect on all of this. Could this go wrong? Yes, of course it could. It could be that Veve at this point in time is not relevant anymore, but nothing, really nothing hints to that. It could also be that the Ecomi token is filed as a security by the SEC, but so will be 99% then of all the other crypto projects. And the question is, will it really matter in the end, or will they really do it in the end? There's one more thing that I want to talk about, and that is very important, because we cannot only think about the retail investor and the crypto investor. We also have to look at the final component that gave an insane boost to the run that we have seen right now for crypto, and that was the entering of institutions. And institutions have made they dipped their toes into the cold water of NFTs when some institutions bought a Mutant Ape or a Bored Ape or a CryptoPunk. We have seen some of them just trying it out, just seeing, looking at it. We have some companies that tried a little bit with NFTs, but we didn't have the institutional adoption of all of this. Now, we know that there is something that is called KYB. So as we had to do KYC for Veve, they have Know Your Business, which means that businesses will be able to legally purchase and register Veve collectibles within the app. Now, this is made for hedge funds that want to allocate 0.1% of their portfolio into premium licensed collectibles. Makes absolute sense. If some companies are buying a CryptoPunk, then you might as well, as a fund or a company, purchase an official Disney NFT from the first generation. But if that happens, you have a whole nother influx into the Veve market in terms of money. And if these barriers fall, the green candle that you're seeing on the right might be so exaggerated that people can take such insane profits on some of these collectibles and put them back into Omi, that also this will be exaggerated. And depending on which projects want to tap into the Veve fam, that might be a couple of millions already at this point in time, they might buy Ecomi tokens to fill up their wallets and use this token in their play to earn games and so on. So as you can see, this is so complex and there are so many mechanisms, and I haven't even touched the point where when the price explodes, some people might try to get out of their staking tiers, which is a 10% breakage fee, which is burned from circulating supply, to be able to take profits on their Ecomi tokens, which will increase the scarcity. And there might be people that want to take advantage of the Master Collector Omi utility program so badly that they do a fast track on their Omi tokens in the staking tiers to reach it faster and thereby burn 25%. So there are so many mechanisms and so many things that are coming that they are very hard to put into one picture. That's why I said it's a momentum based one for me. And I hope you can kind of grasp and get a glimpse into what I am imagining is going to happen if these two pillars, MCP and OUP, are being rolled out, and the cherries on the top of this cake, like CryptoPay and KYB, other licensed premium collectibles, a bull run on top of it, other cryptocurrencies on top of it, I'm repeating myself, but you know where I'm getting at. I really can't be anything else than extremely bullish on that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why I say this is a generational investment opportunity. Besides Chili's, I have not seen a project that comes close to these mechanisms. Show me one. Show me one project that has these milestones, and also go back to my roadmap video that I have made before. There is not a single project that has these milestones, and there are a lot of projects with huge potential. I really love many of those projects out there. They have great visions, great ideas, but this is another level. So this is why I think this is a generational investment opportunity. And let me know in the comments below if you think this is delusional, or can you see that this could happen? And if you disagree, let me know why. Because we should put out each and every point that speaks against it to have a wholesome picture of what we are looking at. And you know that I'm down to every moonboyish and degenerate stuff, but I'm also down to criticizing the project and to showing its flaws and to kick in the brake. Too much hype, maybe unnecessary hype, but at this point in time, I can really not see how this can fail. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I know you cannot sleep anymore after this one, but see you in the next video.